Yo, what's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? I am here with Rebecca MC. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. It has been an absolute honor. I got to give a big shout out to my cousin who introduced us. And ever since then, I've been a really big supporter. I've been watching your streams, and I got to say, you are an amazing content creator slash streamer, and I love it. So,
Oh, I appreciate that.
I'm excited to have you on the movement for this week. And I just want to say, without further ado, I'm going to give you the red carpet like I give everybody else and kind of give you the chance to introduce yourself.
Okay, sounds good. Well, I am Rebecca MC for those who don't know me. And like Big J said, we met through his cousin Sainted Whisper, also a really great content creator. How did I meet Sainted? I actually don't know. I think we met on Twitter, maybe. I honestly have no idea. But we met through Sainted, and I actually met him in real life at DreamHack Dallas. Unfortunately, have not met Big J in person yet, but hopefully sometime soon. I mean, we're both in Texas, just in, in slightly different areas.
Yes.
So I am a gaming live streamer who started on Twitch and moved a few months later to YouTube, and that was a huge start to a lot of my content. Because when I went to YouTube, I had a lot of questions from people asking why I would ever want to go to YouTube for streaming. You know, YouTube's not the place for streaming, blah 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 blah. And look what happened now with Twitch. But anyway, so I also started a podcast to answer some of these questions and just talk about my content creator journey because I feel like there's a lot of questions out there and not enough people like being transparent or sharing like their experiences and on in a authentic way. And I feel like there's also a lot of like misinformation out there, a lot of people who spread these kind of like certain they present themselves in a certain way that isn't really, accurate. So I just wanted to bring discussion and analysis to the table about content creation and the content creation industry, how what it's like to start off as a streamer. And I also play a variety of games. I play mostly RPGs and action adventure games, but I play everything. So that's pretty much my channel.
Hey, that was, I have to say, everybody has their journey and their story and their introductions. That was a great introduction. Like I was just like blown
Thank
by
you.
your introduction. That was great. By the way, how's it going, Jugnov? Lonely, how y'all doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Okay, so we got some questions for you. That was a great introduction. I don't know if y'all heard, but yo, this is gonna be a great podcast. So I know you mentioned that you have a podcast. We'll definitely tap into that later on. I want everybody to know that this is going to be a good one. This is going to be the one they call for the books. So, what inspired you to become a streamer slash content creator?
So I always liked playing video games. I mean, I've played video games since I was a little kid. And I like to talk a lot also, and I like to talk about the games that I play. Um, and I really like to analyze stuff. Like I like to okay, so if you ever watch like a TV show or a movie with me, I'm like constantly pausing it to say like, "Wait, that doesn't make sense," or like I'm like, "I don't understand. What about this?" Like I'm constantly like asking questions and like talking about it, or I'm
Yeah.
always talking about the characters and especially if one of the characters did something that I feel is like wrong or they were like, they were acted in a not nice way, I will pause the show, I'll pause the movie, and I will, like, go on this huge rant about what they did and how how what they did wasn't right and stuff like that. But, in real life, like, most people don't really wanna listen to me talk about that stuff. Like, so I was like, "Okay, well, how about the internet? Maybe I can just, like, make videos and." Because I was always like, every time I play a game, I'm always, like, talking in my head, like, constant thoughts about the game, um, and I couldn't really say them out loud. I mean, I guess I could, but I'd just be talking to myself. So I was like, "Okay, I wanna, like, share this with people that, because I don't wanna just talk to myself, like, I have a lot of thoughts that I wanna share,
Yeah.
and so I wanna, like, put them out there for other people to also, if they're interested in talking about the same things, put it out there. And also, I just thought it looked fun. Like I saw a lot of people becoming these big live streamers, becoming these like big content creators, and they just seemed like they were having a lot of fun with it. So I was like, "Hey, that looks fun."
That's
So
awesome.
there's two big reasons, I guess.
That was some really good some good answers for the question. I mean, there's always a story for everybody that becomes a streamer. There's always something that kind of sparks the plug. So that was really good. I like that. Some of your favorite games, I know you said that you mentioned what your style is, but what are some of your favorite games that you like to stream or play?
So I don't really have like one game. I kind of have like genres of games. I like to play new games mostly.
Oh, okay.
I mean sometimes I'll play like older games, like some games that I've always been interested in but haven't really gotten around to. But mostly what like to play is action adventure games and RPGs. So like Final Fantasy, like Persona, Octopath Traveler, those kinds of RPGs. I love those. And Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is coming out tomorrow, so
Hey,
very excited about that.
I better stay
Um,
tuned. Y'all check her out now.
and action adventure like God of War, Uncharted, Last of Us. The first Last of Us is probably like a perfect game, and I don't say that about a lot of games. There are very few games that I will say I'm a very critical person, and so I'm always, picking stuff out about games, and I literally cannot point out one error or weakness in that game.
That's
So,
awesome.
those kinds of games, but I'll play anything, like, I was just playing Borderlands 3 with, some friends, like, I'll play shooters too, just not a lot, I also really like puzzle games, so
Oh,
a little bit of
nice.
everything.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I love
awesome.
okay. Oh, Escape Simulator? The game where it's like an escape room?
Hmm.
I love that game, I love, like, puzzle games and, like, figuring stuff out.
Yeah,
And that's another reason that, I went into content creation. I like to, like, do new things, and I like to, like, figure things out, and I like to watch how other people figure things out in a non-creepy way. Like, I
yeah,
okay, so, movies like have you ever heard of the Escape Room movie?
yeah. I have.
Okay, so I love movies like I don't know if that has a name, but I like it. I love movies where people have to like solve a puzzle or they have to like play a game or their life is on the line and like they got to like play a game to figure it out. Or like The Cube, the movie The Cube. I love that movie because it's just a bunch of puzzles and the people in the movie have to like figure it out or else they die. I have no idea what that genre is called, but I like to watch them like how they figure it out.
Yeah, that makes that's interesting. Out of like a lot of content creators and streamers that I've had on my podcast, you are the first one that mentioned that, and that's very interesting. So, like the chat. By the way, what's up, cousin? Saying it whisper. Jugnoff says
We did.
favorite puzzle game.
Portal
Yeah,
is a good one. Portal
Portal.
is yeah, that's a really good puzzle game. Um, so r right now, I'd probably say it's Escape Simulator, but Portal is up there.
Okay, that makes really good sense. I've heard a lot of people talk about Portal. I've even seen people play Portal. I know when it comes to like solving like mysteries and like trying to figure out ways, my brain just ain't the best. So like when you're playing like Resident Evil and you're trying to figure out like things like where's the keys to like the door or something like that, I'm just like, help me, chat. Like what are we doing? But I like watching people play games like that because I like to what's that? I like to go to the next level. And, I might not always be able to figure it out, but I like watching other people figure it out. So if I do decide to play, I'll kind of have an understanding of the game. So I very much so like, watching people solve, games and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. That's really unique. And I like that. Boss lady, how we doing? Never got to try part two of Portal though. I've seen people play Portal, and I've been very interested, but I just never got to play it. But it looks really fun.
It is. Two Portal 2 is not quite as good. It's still really good. It's just not quite as good as the first one. There is also another similar game. It's called the Turing Test, and it's very similar to Portal.
Oh, okay, okay, nice. Definitely got to check that out. I'm always watching people and stream, and like there's so many, and that's what I like about being a content creator, and that's what I like about being a streamer and also supporting as well, because so many unique content creators, and everybody's different in their own way. We can relate to a lot, each other, and at the same time everybody has their different genres and stuff, and it makes them stand out.
Yeah, and that's why doing a podcast is so interesting because all this stuff comes out. Like, I mean, you were on my podcast too,
And I
and
had a good time.
I appreciate that, thank you, and, um, all the people that I have talked to on my podcast, there's always stuff that comes up that you don't think of, like, you write down all your questions, right? Like, if you're a host of a podcast, like, you write down all your questions, you pick
Mhm.
your guests, you pick a topic, and there's always something that comes out of that podcast that you wouldn't expect, so I only write down, like, maybe a handful of questions because I'm like, "Okay, I know whoever comes onto my podcast, I know I'm gonna start thinking of questions as they're talking."
Yeah,
So it's super interesting to talk to different people.
I agree. Honestly, when I first started doing my podcast, I didn't know what would come of it, because like a lot of people was like, you should try. And I'm like, I wouldn't even know what to ask. Like a lot of people like, I wouldn't even know what to say. And I was nervous in the beginning, and then as time goes, the more people you do podcasts with, the more comfortable you get. And next thing you know, you're just kind of used to the flow of things. And yeah, I like podcasts now. It's actually my favorite thing to do. Growing up, I've always been a talker. I've always talked to people. I've always been one of those people that get along with everybody. I have no reason to be mean or dislike anybody. I naturally love people, and that's just my spirit. My spirit is just to love everybody and treat everybody equally. And I just felt like a podcast is my niche, because everybody has a niche. They have to find it. They have to know what their niche is, that'll kind of help you know them stand out from the rest. But everybody has a niche, and I've been trying to explain that to people, because like I know it's tough trying to figure out what it is, but everybody has a niche, and that's what I like about this podcast. Because I mean, I grew up gaming, and gaming is fun, but I feel like talking, interacting is my thing, like my favorite thing to do. So like usually when I go on y'all streams, I'm there to talk to y'all and like just interact and have a good time and talk to the people that are in there as well. And it's always a blast. And that's what brings us to this podcast, because we have so many great people like you, and I want to bring people together and introduce each other, and everybody just make friends. I know that it's not going to be built overnight like Rome. Rome wasn't built in one night. So but that's my goal, is to bring more content creators and more streamers together and have them have a better understanding of how this whole streaming industry works.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're good at it, and I mean, I like to talk too, like, I'm also a talker, I'm not quite as nice as you, but I do like to talk a lot, and, I mean, I remember, like, when we met, like, you were so nice, like, immediately, you were, like, doing shout outs for me and all this stuff, and I'm like, I was like, "But you just met me, like, how do you know? How do you know I'm not, like, an awful person? You don't know." But, I mean, you were, like, very nice to me. And,
Yeah.
um, I like with podcasts, like I didn't plan on always doing a podcast. It I so my podcast is called Small Streamer Diaries, and it actually started off as a video series. I mean, I guess it was pretty much the same thing. It was just me talking to the camera. I just didn't call it a podcast, and I didn't have guests on, so I didn't think of it as a podcast. But it was pretty much the same thing. It was like I did a video, on like um, these are the 4 reasons I moved from Twitch to YouTube because people kept asking me. And then I did a video on like here, you don't always have to grow your stream as a streamer. You can grow your stream as a viewer, and here are some ways to do that and things like that. It was like strategies, like growth strategies and things that I've learned and things like that. And then one day I had a friend on the video series Small Streamer Diaries, and I was like, "Hey, you know what? This is just like a podcast." And I was like, "I might as well just turn this into a podcast." And around that time, YouTube was talking about like, "Hey, we're gonna start making separate playlists for podcast. Like, we're gonna mark separate playlists as a podcast. So if you have a podcast, you mark it as a podcast. We will show everyone that's a podcast." I'm like, "Hey, I love podcasts. Like, I love listening to podcasts." And I was like, "I should just turn this into a podcast." So um, anyway, there was a point to this. So the like when you were saying like finding your niche, is like it's sometimes you don't always have to know it right away.
Right.
Sometimes you can just find your way to it. Like I was never planning on doing a podcast. I was never planning on leaving Twitch because when at the time I joined Twitch, everyone was like, "That's the place to be for live streaming and gaming." If you're a gaming live streamer, you have to be on Twitch. There is no other way. And I never expected like any of these things to happen. So I think, when you're finding your niche, like you explore different things along the way and you might find it there. Like it might be really unexpected. Like you don't know.
I agree with that 100%. I didn't know what my niche was until I started watching, YouTube videos and just kind of thinking about, everybody plays the game. Everybody wants to be number one on like, Fortnite or Call of Duty or just different, everybody wants to be number one. And I'm like, I know the older I get, the less my gaming skills is just like decreasing. So like, I'm like, I got to figure out something that I do that just stands out from anybody else and that will keep people around. And I'm like, what is that? Bringing people together. That's what I do my whole life. I've always made friends and introduced my friends to their friends and so on. And that's my thing. I'm a big talker and I'm all about bringing people together. So I found out that this podcast thing was perfect for me. So like I want to make this an event to where like people want to be a part of this and meet more people and so on and so on. So I'm excited about this. Like that's my whole thing is this. Yeah, Apex. That's another one. But yeah, I just I have this vision of just having so many people just like, hey, the movement. I met this person. I met that person. Really cool people. And hey, if you guys don't know, you guys should go to the movement. Like I want this to be a thing, and I feel like it can be a thing. I just gotta stay determined, focused, and most of all, just keep pushing up the podcast. Just keep doing it, and I think it'll blossom to a beautiful thing. But we're here for you. So I want to give that
Yes,
question
only
to
me. Go back
yes.
to me.
Let's go back to you.
Go
Yes.
back to me.
So how do you stay motivated and continue to innovate in your streams?
So I think that naturally, I'm like I said, I like to figure out new things. Like like to always like be doing new things. That's why on my channel it's a variety gaming channel. Like I don't like to stick to just one game. Like I just can't do that. So taking on YouTube was like a challenge and I still have a lot of things to figure out. So for me, it's just something that I enjoy doing. And but of course we all have these days where we're like we're not motivated, like we just can't, get on our computers and record something or stream or whatever. Content creation is it's actually very difficult despite what many people think. It's a very difficult thing to do. And so I do give myself breaks and rests and when I feel like I need it. But I would say that my motivator is just really like this is something that I'm passionate about and I really like to do it. And I feel like I have somewhat of like a natural talent for it. Like I don't feel like I've ever really been good at a lot of things in my life, but I feel like at least, YouTube is something that I'm interested in and I have, like I'm at least somewhat good at it.
Yeah.
But I think there's a huge misconception with content creation in YouTube that people are attracted to it and they want to do it because they think it's really easy. They think, they can just go live and play games and people will just start throwing money at them. And that's not how it works at all.
Definitely not the case.
So I think when people are like just want to do that and they don't actually have a passion for it, then I think that's when people start giving up or they stop being consistent or something like that. I think you really definitely have to be passionate about it to keep going.
I agree. I agree. When my other cousin, I don't know if you met him, but um, the end, MFG, the end. He's my cousin that actually got me into streaming, and he told me that I had the the charisma. I make people laugh, and I'm really good at what I do, and that's entertain people. So he said that it would work out for me, and I was scared. I'm not even gonna lie. My first stream, I was scared, and when I got a camera, I just looked at the camera. I'm like, do I cut the camera on, or do I just keep streaming without a camera? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get over this fear factor. I'm gonna turn the camera on, and we're just gonna see how it goes. And
Yeah.
the rest is history. So
Yeah, I agree. I was so nervous my first stream too. Oh my god. And I was pretty bad at it the very first time. I mean, I got better, but like and I think, I I mean, even if you're good at something, the first time you do anything, you're probably gonna be bad at it. But I think I had like somewhat of enough of a talent to like keep going with it. Um, and I also think that I okay, so whatever I do, like I'm a very like I take everything that I want to do like very, very seriously. So
mm,
when I got a dog, I got him when he was a puppy. He was 3 months old. And I mean, he is I train him so much, like, I am watching, like, dog videos every single night. He's a border collie, so I'm, like, watching videos on border collies, I'm watching videos on dog training, and people think I'm, like, crazy and obsessive, and they're like, why do you need to train your dog so much? Like he's already a well-behaved dog. And I'm like, yeah, but he got that way because I was so obsessive over training him. Because when I got a dog, I was like, I want my dog to know a lot of things. I want him to be trained really well. I want him to like do a lot of tricks. And I think a lot of people like give up very quickly, not with just with dog training, but with a lot of things. I think people like tend to give up very, very quickly and I'm like very stubborn and I'm very determined. I take everything I do like very very seriously. But that also is makes like people think that I'm kind of like crazy. So, so when I went to YouTube, I took it very seriously. I went at it hard. Started at 0 subscribers, and I was still, like, checking my analytics and, like, like, watching videos on how to grow and making content and all this stuff, and even though I had, like, 0 subscribers, I was still looking at analytics, like, every day, and people were like, "Rebecca, like, why would you like, you have no viewers, you have no subscribers, like, you and it's like, just YouTube." But I'm somebody that I'm like, if I wanna do this, like, I take it very, very seriously. So, I think also, like, determination and being, like, very disciplined is also a motivator, I guess you could say. I mean, I don't
I
know if it's really a motivator because I'm like, I just do it anyway, like, whether I want to or not. But that's just, like, the kind of person that I am.
I like that. You have to stay motivated. I know if you want to go a long ways in the streaming industry, you have to be determined and have some kind of drive. You got to have some kind of passion about this because if you go in just saying, "Hey, I want to make money, I want to grow," and you think if you just hit the go live and it happens like that, that's not how it works. So, I definitely think,
Also, here's my dog.
hey,
I make him dress up for holidays.
hey, let's go, doggy. I definitely agree with that. I mean, you gotta be determined, and you gotta, you know. Oh,
I made him sit in a lawn chair and take a picture.
that's
It's been
that's
focusing.
that's awesome because I mean, like you said, a lot of people do give up on training and teaching. And for you to keep pushing and keep teaching, that's awesome. I
Yeah, I
agree.
feel like a lot of people, like, And this is not just with dog training. I mean, it's with like I see lots of people give up streaming, give up content creation because they don't
Yes.
get a million subscribers in like the first year.
Mm-hmm.
And with I but I see it with people like with dogs too. Like if people try to teach their dog something and they're not getting it within the first couple of weeks, they're just like, well, they're not gonna learn it. But I like if I want to teach my dog something, I will do it for as long as it takes for him to understand something. Like I don't care how long it takes him. Like it so I taught him stick him up. So I do this and I go stick him up and he gets up on his hind legs, and he, like, sits up on his hind legs. Some people call it, like, sit pretty, but he'll, like, sit up on his hind legs, and then I'll go, "Bang!" And then he plays dead.
Oh
And, I mean,
wow.
do you know how long it took me to teach him that? Like, it took me a really long time. So, dogs cannot naturally, like, sit up like that, like, it's really hard for them to balance on their hind legs like that. That was the hardest part. That took, like, weeks probably, and I did it every single day. I was teaching him how to balance on his like, sit up on his hind legs like that.
That's awesome. That's really
And I was like I
awesome.
was determined, I was like, "I want my dog to know this, and I'm gonna do it for as long as it takes for him to understand."
That is awesome. And that's a very Lonely says, I want to see that. you
You
know,
do? Okay, you know what? I might have a video of it somewhere. He has his own
hey.
TikTok,
Oh
and I might have put it
wow.
on
Let's
TikTok.
go. Let's go. It makes me want to say, hey Mikey, we're gonna do a page for you. How about that? Mikey.
Okay, okay, so there is a TikTok of him. Okay, hold on.
Oh my goodness. Oh, that's awesome.
So he's actually better at it now because this was a while ago.
Wow. Yeah, that's a smart one right there.
Thank you.
No problem. And see, and
I
that
appreciate
just that
that.
just that just shows y'all that hard work and dedication always pays off. Millions of views. Let's go.
No, not quite, I wish. But see that you see that TikTok, like, people see that TikTok and they think that they don't know how much work went into behind that. Like, they don't
Right.
know that I trained him for literally weeks upon weeks for him to do that. The
That
same thing with content creation.
that part too. A lot of people don't think that even though it may be like a 5 to 10 minute video, that takes a lot of preparing to do. And I understand. It's like you don't really understand until you do it yourself or when you really look into it. So a lot of people can put up a video that may be 10, 20 minutes, maybe even 30 minutes, and that is weeks upon months for them to finally get it all together, the editing and cutting out and adding and all of that. Like I'm still trying to learn how to edit videos. So the little videos that I got are like 5 minutes or something like that. So like I'm always looking into that kind of stuff, and I'm so fascinated with this whole YouTube thing. And that's why when I knew when I would have you on a podcast, it was going to be a really good one because I've been I've been streaming on YouTube, and I've been on other platforms too, but I really thought about it, and I was just like, YouTube would be very beneficial not only for me but for anybody that really wants to take this serious and actually do something with it. Because not only can you go live, you can upload videos, how to's. There's so many different opportunities, so many different avenues that they can go on here, and it's just like, damn, like so much out there, and there's people out there waiting that's waiting to look for content creators like us to be a part of this. And he says this dog is untrainable. Oh my goodness. That got my attention. But yeah, I really do feel like that. And YouTube is one of those platforms that I love, and I can't get enough of it. It's like every time I see you guys stream, I want to be a part of it. I want to interact. And I feel like there's so much about YouTube that people don't even know. And I feel like they deserve to know. And I feel like you have analyzed it more than almost anybody I know. I know between you and my cousin Saint and Whisper, I feel like we might have to do like another podcast where we have like maybe another person on here, which would be him and you and me, and then maybe we can get more people on. But I really feel like there's a movement with this YouTube, and I want more people to be a part of this because this is a great opportunity for anybody, and you just got to be willing to be dedicated, put in the work, and of course, you got to have those breaks. We all need those breaks, self care and stuff. But I really feel like this is the platform to be on. It's not easy, but I feel like at the end of it, it's well worth it and it's well deserved. And when you make partner, it's just like, I did it. We did it, so that's
Yeah,
how I
I
feel.
think yeah, I think YouTube is really the foundation of any content creator, really. Like, if you look at those really big content creators that are making like millions of dollars, like have thousands of viewers every single stream, they either have a active YouTube right now or they started on YouTube, created a really large audience there, and then are only now streaming. But in every single content creator, every single big content creator utilized YouTube in some way to get themselves to where they are now. And I mean, I have not seen that with any other platform. Like, I've seen people who don't have a Twitch, who don't have a Twitter, or at least are not very active on those platforms. Instagram, like Facebook, like I mean, like any of these other platforms, somebody like a big content creator might not even have a very large presence on one of those platforms, but I've never seen it where you don't have a large presence on YouTube. So I think like you have to do something on YouTube if you want to do content creation full time, you want to like get to like a high level of content creation where you're making a lot of money. I think you have to utilize YouTube in some way. And I also think that um, we should always be looking to the future. We should always be thinking long term. And I think a lot of people, especially streamers, are only thinking short term. So Twitch is like full of short term wins, right? Like, it makes you feel really good when you get affiliate and when you get a raid and you get a follow and a sub and all that stuff. But those are very very short term wins. And one of the biggest reasons I moved to YouTube was I was like, I think YouTube is there for the long term. Like, I think establishing yourself on YouTube long term is the best way to become a content creator. And I started streaming on there, and everyone was like, Why would you go to YouTube to stream? Like, that's not the place for streaming, especially if you're a gamer. People only watch gaming live streams on Twitch." Like, people literally told me, like, nobody's going to watch you on YouTube.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was like, maybe not now, but do you think that people on Twitch that are really big right now, do you think they knew what was going to happen? Or, like, they didn't start with a lot of viewers right away? Streaming wasn't really watching live streams, being a streamer, that wasn't really like a big thing when they started streaming. Like, they're the ones that made that happen. And now everybody wants to be a streamer. But they
Yes.
didn't know what would happen when they started that. They just like started doing something and they didn't know where it was going to go. And they didn't have all these things that Twitch has now. So another reason why people were telling me like they won't go to YouTube is because, oh, YouTube doesn't have this and YouTube doesn't have that that Twitch has. But all these big streamers, they didn't have all of those things that Twitch has now. And so I think we really should be thinking about long term. Where do we want our channel to be long term? Because if we just stick to the short term, we're never going to go anywhere.
I agree. I
Of
agree.
course you do. Of course you do. I'm always right.
I love it. What are some of your goals in the industry, the streaming industry?
So, well, I guess I met some of them already because I made YouTube partner, I think back in August. So it it still kind of feels weird to say that I'm a YouTube partner because I worked for so long to get there that it still doesn't really feel like I'm one. I did get the lower tier of partners, so the 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. So I'm always like, oh, I'm a fake partner, but my friend who's also a YouTuber, Huggable Hipster, real name Ariel, she was on my podcast, and I said like, I'm a fake partner. She's like, "No,
Ooh,
you're a partner. You're a real partner."
she
Like,
corrected
she's
you
like,
real
"Don't."
quick.
Yeah, she was like, "Don't say that. You are a real partner." Um, and I recently got to 1,000 subscribers, which is another goal of mine.
Let's
Thank you,
go.
thank you. So as of now, I mean, one thing I like about YouTube is that it's always like getting you to reach goals. Like it's like Twitch only has so many goals you can reach. Like you can get affiliate, then you can get partner, but then, like what's after that? YouTube is like I still have to get 4,000 watch hours. So that's going to be one of my goals for this year is to get 4,000 watch hours. Another goal of mine is to go back to Vid Summit, which, if anyone doesn't know, Vid Summit is a yearly, it's kind of like a YouTube conference. So it's not put on by YouTube, it's put on by a big YouTuber named Daryl Eves. I mean, he's got a whole team behind him that, like, sets it up and everything, but he's the one that came up with this idea. It's kind of like a YouTube business conference. So
Oh, okay.
um you go there to learn stuff, definitely. Like, it's not like a Twitch con where you're just going to, like, party and hang out and do, like, meet and greets and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It is like you're there to learn. Like, they have speakers there, they have really big YouTubers come and give talks, like, give presentations on different topics. So, like, things about YouTube, like, thumbnails, strategies on YouTube, monetization, um there was a streamer there actually, she's not a gaming live streamer, her name is Emily D. Baker, she's really awesome. She's actually a lawyer, and she runs, like, a lawyer channel where she talks about, like, legal stuff going on. I don't know if she does anything outside of the United States, but she'll talk about, like, really big cases in the news. Like, her streams were huge, with the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard
Oh,
case.
wow.
Her streams were huge, and she would go live stream on YouTube, and she was like, I think she was, like, the most super chatted person, in, like, 1 year when she was like, during that, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, like, case. Like, I think she was, like, the most super chatted person. Because, like, people would go to her streams and, like, listen to her talk about the case and, like, the legal stuff and things like that. And so she was there at VidSummit. She gave a talk on, like, being, like, a live streamer and fan funding from live streaming. So they always have, like, a whole bunch of speakers, and they set them up in different rooms, and then you can look at the schedule and, like, see which person you wanna go to. You can't go to all of them at once because they'll have different talks going on at the same time, but they do record them. So if you go to VidSummit, you get have access to those recordings. If you miss one, you can always go back and look at it. But that is definitely, like, a place to learn, which is another thing that I think makes it totally different than Twitch. It's much more like it's much more focused on, like, analytics and, like, being more of, like, the business aspect, and um Twitch is kind of like, "Oh, I'm just here to make friends and play some games, and I don't care if my channel grows, and I don't care if if I don't care if I make money," but we all care about that, so I don't understand why we say that. So, yeah, so one of my goals is to go back to VidSummit this year. It's in September, I believe. And I mean, generally, my goals are to just, like, share the games that I like with people and to talk about them, and then also to analyze the streamer, like, being a streamer, analyze the content creation industry, because I think that it's still kind of a new industry, and I think there's a lot of things that are are wrong with it. I think we see a lot of, toxicity, and I think we have a lot of toxic content creators out there that are making a lot of money, and unfortunately, like, they're influencing kids. Like, we have kids these days who you run polls with them and they say, "Oh, I wanna be a YouTuber," instead of, like, "I wanna be a doctor, I wanna be an astronaut." They wanna be a YouTuber.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I think we have some really bad influences on kids these days, and a lot of these streamers and content creators also, they never, um some of them got really big when they were really young, and they never, they never worked in a traditional or conventional job setting. And as a result, I think there needs to be some more professionalism standards in the industry. I don't think we should go around insulting each other or making, saying personal attacks to each other all willy-nilly. Like I'm a business analyst full time. I don't do content creation full time. And I cannot just go like personally attack people at work. Like I would get fired immediately. So I think it's been really interesting to see the content creation industry develop along the way. So one of my goals would just be to bring a lot of analysis and discussion to the table about the industry, just things that I've noticed, and um, get people to think differently about the content creation industry.
I agree. I'm with you on that. I definitely feel like there has to be change, and I don't want people to think that being negative is the way to go, because honestly, I have always been one to stand up for people, but I don't understand how negative things can capitalize and be so popular and at high demands. I watch so many content creators, and it seems like the ones that are the most negative are the ones most successful. And I'm just like, how's this
Right,
how's this even going on? Like, but and I see a lot of good people that are very positive and very, motivating, and want to help people. And those are the ones that get the short end of the stick. And I'm just like, am I missing something? Like,
yeah, it doesn't add up.
it doesn't. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, has the world changed? Are we like in a different like
Right.
time? I just don't get it. I want to see more people, help each other. Like, my thing is, I've always been raised to treat people right and treat people equally. And, you know, if I can help somebody, I'm going to help them. I'm not expecting anything in return. And yeah, exactly, cousin. They like the drama. People don't like positivity. People love hating, and they'll back up the hate. Yeah, all of that, and it doesn't make any sense to me. But I would give somebody the jacket off my back if they were cold and didn't have a jacket. That's the kind of guy that I am. And it's hard to find good people. So like when we interact with people, I understand why people are so hesitant to give a friendship, because nowadays you do not know what you're getting yourself into. But the way I was brought up, and see, I know you mentioned earlier, I was quick to give you shout outs because that's just how I was raised, to give people that home, that welcoming. And that's just, my way of giving respect. And if I was proven differently, then I would probably be like, okay, I'm going to back away. I'm not going to be negative about it,
Right.
but I'm just, there's a time and a place, and I'm not one of them people that would go negative. So I definitely agree with that. Like, I really feel like we need more love and no hate, but it's going to take a lot of us to work together to get rid of that hate.
Yeah, and luckily I turned out to be an awesome person. And you know, in content creation, it is so hard to know who you can trust because so many people I didn't know when I started, like people, would present the streaming industry as like, "Oh my god, they're so welcoming, and I'm a full-time streamer now, and my community is so great, and they just pay for all my expenses now, and like what all this stuff." And so I learned very quickly that I had to like put my guard up because a lot of people just wanted to they just want to use you for subs or follows or subscribers or raids, or they want to like try and get some of your viewers to their stream. So I think very quickly when you're a streamer or a creator, I think very, very quickly you will learn to put your guard up. And I actually had a friend on my podcast about this exact topic because he is so nice. He's just like you. He's so nice that I really like I worry that people will try and take advantage of him. I worry about it so much because if you go into his stream and you're there for the first time and you just like say, "Hi, I'm here for the first time," he will immediately, he's just like you. He'll immediately, he'll be like, "If there's anything I can help you with, let me know." And I'm like, "What? Why are you saying that to people you don't know? Like what if they take advantage of you? You don't know." And he told me like, "Rebecca, I what I do is I open the door for them and I see how far they step into it." I think that's the way he put it. Like he's like, "I open the door and I see how far they're going to go with it. And if they take advantage, then that door was going to close. But if they, if they little by little, like they start building up a relationship with me and they're not just like taking advantage, then, the farther in the door that they go."
Welcome in, everybody. I see y'all, Iron Man Duck, the Gas Gauge. Much love to y'all. Welcome in, welcome in. I am here with RebeccaEmcee. If y'all have not checked out her content, make sure you check her out. She's on here, YouTube, and she does have a TikTok and all social medias she has. Y'all make sure y'all check her out. Show her some love. Yeah, I mean, my thing is, I've been streaming. I've been doing this for 6 years, and I've had a Discord for about that long as well. And it's one of those things where like you build a community, you have your friends, and you all try to grow together. And at the same time, it's like you know you're going to come across those people that will take advantage of you or try to take advantage of you. And if they don't get what they want, they're pretty much out the door. And if they don't get what they want, they will bash your community. And I've been there, done that. And I can say my people, they know I have a genuine heart. I don't have any, bad intentions. And when things don't go a certain person's way, they usually leave out of the community. But I don't go on social medias and bash people. I know that that was always the number one rule. No matter how mad or how negative they are, do not go bashing another person on social media. And that is one thing I can honestly say that I have not ever done. And it's just, you know, our community, we make it what we want. And I have built this community for other great content creators like you to meet and have a good time and, interact and build that friendship with. And it's just, it gets tough to trust, especially when a lot of people, expect so much out of a community. And it's like, well, they don't even know you and you're already expecting them to like follow you and sub to you.
Right.
And it's like, but I get it. I get it. We've
Yeah.
we've been through a lot, but I say there I have a really good community, and despite how many platforms we didn't been on, they're still here and they still support and they still support one another, and that's what it's all about. The heart and the core of it is just to make sure everybody is getting to that level and just staying motivated and determined to be something. And that's what I want to see. I want to see more people do that and just like you said, analyze. I'm here to analyze everything and I want to make it a better outcome for more content creators. So like I don't do this just to do it. I do it because it's a passion. So like whenever I'm done streaming, I go to the analytics and I look at things like what can I do from my last stream that'll be better. Like I always want to be better. Like I'm always listening to my audio. I'm always going back to my VODs. I'm listening to people's, feedback and I'm always trying to figure out what I can do to better my content. So I definitely agree with that. The analyzing, that's something I do. So I can definitely relate to you. And I know my cousin, he has taught me so much about YouTube. And, I really feel like we definitely need to get a movement for this YouTube thing because there's so much out there. And I know a lot of people want to stream on YouTube, but they're just like, I don't know what to do. And I'm just like, just go live, like just give it a go.
Right.
Like you never know until you try. And I think a lot
Yeah.
of
I
people
mean,
are afraid.
Yeah, I mean, people tell me that too. Like, but I don't know YouTube. Like, YouTube's scary. It's too much. There's the requirements are too hard. I'm like, well, did you know everything about Twitch when you started? Like you didn't. You
Right.
just went live on Twitch and you learned along the way. It's the same thing with YouTube.
Right. I agree. My cousin got a question for you. He says, have you started live shorts?
No, I haven't. So I I use Streamlabs, and unfortunately, Streamlabs does not have the capability to go live in shorts at the same time as
Ooh.
a regular live stream.
Hey, Professor
So
Gas,
I
how we
cannot
doing?
do that. Yeah.
Oh, I know my friend Relax with Rocky did a test with me earlier, and we did the shorts live from our phone. Excuse me, I don't know if you try the feature, but it's kind of like how TikTok is, where you can kind of start up a live and people can kind of
Mhm.
collaborate. Yeah, it's kind of like that, but I know whenever I went live with her, it didn't indicate that I was live. So it only showed that she was live. So I don't know if that's going to be a thing that they may work on in the near future or whatnot, but it was a cool feature. She went live on her phone and then she sent me a link and I joined from my phone and then we both were side to side and I can read her chat and it at the top you can see the people that were in there and how many people liked it and it was really cool. So I don't know if you looked into it yet, but I definitely recommend it. It seems pretty cool.
Yeah, I haven't looked into it on my phone, but I'll have to do that. So, I know with OBS there's a free plugin you can have to go live in shorts at the same time, but since I use Streamlabs, it doesn't like that plugin doesn't work with Streamlabs. And Streamlabs does have like a dual stream output where you can stream vertically and horizontally at the same time, but you can only pick one per platform. So I can't pick like both vertically and horizontally for YouTube, but I could pick like horizontally for YouTube and like vertical for TikTok or something like that. But cannot do it at the same time. But hopefully Streamlabs is working on that capability.
So I got a couple people. They're talking like fast. Like the chat is going. Okay, so they said you should definitely try OBS Studios. They said it works. There's a way around it. Come to the dark side. I love OBS. Have you
Really,
tried
there's a way
OBS?
around it.
Yeah.
I do have OBS. I just don't use it, but I
Okay.
have it.
We got some people. We got a team. We know some people. We got some people that could actually help you. I know Saint it. He's made videos, tutorials on how to get the plug-in and how to get it going. I've Yeah, Adam does work in Streamlabs. Oh, it
It
does?
does? How come when I download it, it tells me it has to be OBS?
I helped someone do it. Oh, sounds like we need to have a meeting.
Right.
Everything can be imported over like you never switched. Hey,
Alright, well, I mean, well, if the plugin works in Streamlabs, then maybe I won't have to.
switch over to OBS.
Yeah.
Hey, sounds like we got to make it happen because it's. So I tried the verticals, the shorts live, and it's pretty cool. And my cousin, if now when he streams, he's streaming long form and he's streaming on vertical. So I like both experiences. I know some people prefer one or the other. Some people like both, but it just gives a different outlook. And I like
Mhm.
you know things to I like changes, and you never know. But here lately, I can definitely say that it's the new hotness. So like everybody is definitely giving it a go, and I can definitely tell you that the viewership on the short lives is different. It's different than my normal you know per se views on like my regular streams or uploads and stuff like that. And everything can be so you
Okay.
say OBS Magic. Now we're talking. That was nice. Yeah. Yeah, OBS. And that's another thing, a lot of content creators may not know. I started off on Streamlabs and then everybody just said so much about OBS and I went to OBS and now it's just like I'm stuck on OBS. I can't look back. But my girl, she does use Streamlabs. So she hasn't had any issues with it, and I know when she streams, it's pretty smooth for her. But when I stream, I know there's things that need to be worked out every now and then. But I like both. I like both platforms. They're really good to use. I've used them both. But yeah, if we can get you with the Atom over on Streamlabs, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll have to have a meeting with Sainted and if there's a way around because okay, so I have tried downloading that plugin, but every time I try to download it and open it, then it tells me that it needs OBS. So then after that, I was just like, "Oh, okay, I guess it just doesn't work with Streamlabs." But I guess there's a way around it.
Most people start on Streamlabs or Twitch Studios. OBS is not as user friendly to people that aren't used to it. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I started with Twitch Studio.
oh, you did? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I didn't give that one a go, but when I was on Streamlabs and then when I went to OBS for the first time, it was almost like, oh, oh, it was definitely not user friendly. It was just
It's
like,
overwhelming.
yeah, it's like, here's our platform, you figure it out. I was
Right.
like, help! Everybody's like,
Yeah.
YouTube? I was like,
Right.
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of glad I started on Twitch Studio because Twitch Studio is it's very limited, but it is a good starter because because it's so limited,
Mhm,
there's less things for you to be overwhelmed by and so yeah, it's a good way to start learning. And I mean, I learned the basics on there and then I found that they didn't have the capability to do some of the things that I wanted like changing scenes and stuff.
mhm,
And so then that's when I decided to get like a third party streaming app, which ended up being Streamlabs. And then I learned to use Streamlabs. So now, like I've used OBS just for like recording some videos. I
mhm.
haven't used it to go live, but it is like quite overwhelming when you first open it up. There's just like so many like dials and switches and screens and like it's very overwhelming.
Oh, I get it. When I first started streaming on OBS, I was just like, help? I need help. But OBS is better and not so taxing on your computer and has more support. How's it
Interesting.
going? How's it going, Random? How you doing, Random Artist? Let me ask her some more of these questions, guys. I got a couple of questions. They're almost done, and then after that, we can get into the nitty gritty. I'm telling you, a lot of people are interested and they're engaged in this, and I'm loving it. Um, what all platforms are you focusing on? I know YouTube is like your main, but is there any other platforms that you're gonna, work on, or is it just mainly YouTube?
So I post on TikTok as well, although I'm not quite as focused on TikTok, but I'll post a short on YouTube and I'll post the same one on TikTok. Once in a while I do have TikToks that take off, but I think my shorts are generally more successful. So I'd say probably YouTube and Twitter. I think Twitter is actually a very great resource for content creators. I've networked a lot on there. The whole reason I went to Vid Summit was because of Twitter, and I got to go to Vid Summit for free last year.
Oh, wow.
So okay, so let me tell you a story. So I when I first went to YouTube, I was researching like I went at it hard because like the kind of person I am, I take it very seriously and I
Yes.
really wanted to learn stuff. And I found a channel called vidIQ. So if you guys don't know vidIQ, it's a very large channel that helps YouTubers. Like it helps people grow their channels. And it's got like over a million subscribers now, I think. It's a whole business. It's a whole, like, YouTube coaching business. So, if you pay for vidIQ, you will get, like, a coach, like a YouTube coach, and they'll have, like, live group sessions and then, like, personal coaching and things like that. But I will say this, I've never paid for vidIQ, and I learned so much from them. All I do is watch the stuff they post on YouTube for free, and I've learned so much from them. I go to their live streams. They do a live stream every week where they audit channels. So they look at somebody's channel and they give constructive criticism. Like they're very professional about it. This is one of the reasons why I'm like, okay, there needs to be some more professionalism in this industry because they're a business. They handle it very professionally. So you can like sign up in like a Google Doc to try and get picked for the audit. So I started following vidIQ on Twitter, and I was interacting with their Twitter account a lot. And I really liked how the vidIQ Twitter account, they would interact with me. Like they would like answer me and they would like my tweets and stuff like that. And they would answer any questions that I had. And then on a live stream of vidIQ, there was a content creator, Viper, who works for vidIQ. He also has his own channel where he does tech reviews. And he was like, "Hey guys, I don't know if all of you know this, but I'm the one that runs the Twitter account." I'm like, "Oh, so he's been the one that's been talking to me this whole time." So I go look him up on his personal Twitter, follow him, and we become friends. And then he is one of the MCs at Vid Summit. So he's been working for vidIQ for a long time, and he's gotten to go to Vid Summit and for the past few years for because of vidIQ for work.
Mhm.
And he was able to like put it out there that I wanted to go to Vid Summit because Daryl Eves, the creator of Vid Summit, he tweeted out something that was like, "Hey, do you want a free ticket to Vid Summit?" And Vid Summit tickets, they're very expensive. They're like almost $1,000. So
Ooh. Oh,
he tweeted out like, "Hey, who wants a free ticket to Vid Summit? And like, give me a reason why you want to go." And I answered his tweet, and my friend Viper saw this tweet, and he like put it out there into the Twitterverse. He like reposted it, he retweeted it, and was um, like, "Hey, like, Vid Summit, do we have an extra ticket for Rebecca? Because she's a good friend, like she's a really great content creator." Next thing I know, he messages me and he's like, "Hey, somebody bought you a ticket to Vid Summit." And like I was like, "What?" So he
nice.
was able to put it out there that, and I still have no idea who they are. So whoever you are that got my ticket to Vid Summit, thank you so much for doing that for me. And he was able to like put that out there, and somehow like somebody got me a ticket to Vid Summit, and that was all through Twitter.
That's
So
awesome.
that only happened through Twitter. So Twitter is really, really, really good for networking.
Yeah, I hear that.
So I would say Twitter and YouTube are my top 2 platforms. I used to use Instagram a lot, but I don't really use it anymore. I don't think it's I just think in general people aren't using Instagram very much anymore.
Right.
So I'd say like my top 2 are Twitter and YouTube, and then like number 3 is TikTok, and then everything else just kind of is like whatever.
Got an update. After the update, Atom doesn't work with Streamlabs now. Sorry.
Oh.
Sad face.
Oh,
He had
man.
the sad face. Oh no.
Oh, it's okay. I'm sure they're working on some sort of capability.
Hey, I mean, I'm not one to bring one over like they all convinced me, but if you ever are interested, hey, there's always OBS, and we all can help you out with OBS.
I appreciate that. So now you should come to OBS.
Cousin, we think just alike. Oh my goodness. So, what do you want to see come from this platform? Like if there were anything to be implemented into this, YouTube or any other platforms, what would it be?
So when it comes to YouTube, I definitely think did you get a donation?
I did. I was like, yes, thank you.
Nice. Becca, we gotta hang out at DreamHack. Obviously.
I'm telling you, we all gotta meet up. I applied for DreamHack. I got a few of my friends to apply for DreamHack. If we all can go there, we all gotta meet up. I think that would be a cool thing to do.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I mean, I'm going regardless, so I'll still be there.
That'd be pretty cool. My cousin was trying to get me to go last year, but I was like, it was bad timing for me. But I would like to go this time around. It'd be cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It'd be cool to go. Definitely appreciate you, Professor Gaz. You guys are
Becca, this is
awesome.
his first one. Really? Okay, last year was my first DreamHack. It was really fun. So I was like,
Yeah,
I'm definitely going again. So
yeah.
yeah, it's really fun.
I mean, that can be another thing that we could talk about too. I know I really was looking into it, and it seems like something that I would really love to be a part of. And,
Hmm.
Dallas is about 5 hours from me, so I could definitely make that happen. Make that happen. I know someone was like, "Hey, you should apply too, just in case you might get accepted." And features on there is pretty cool. So I told a lot of people about it. So if anybody is in this area, make sure you apply for that. And you never know, you might get accepted. You don't know, but you just gotta apply. I think it's
Yeah.
a cool thing. You can meet other great content creators like you guys, and you can do collaborations. You can stream there. From everything that I looked into, it looks really fun, and I want to be a part of that.
Yeah, but even if you don't get picked as a dream hack creator, like you should still go because it's still really fun and like tickets are not that expensive.
Oh, they're not. See, that was the thing that I was kind of worried about because I didn't get all the information. But yeah, I would still love to go. That could be something I could save up for.
Yeah, I actually I got tickets off of Groupon last year and they were not expensive at all. I think I got like the whole 3-day pass for like $50.
Oh wow. Oh, that's
Yeah.
yeah. That's manageable. I was thinking you're about to
So
say like 100 or 200. Like, okay,
I know after I just said Vid Summit was $1,000, but I will. You know what? I'm gonna look. I'll keep an eye out on Groupon, and I will let you know if I see another Groupon for it.
okay, okay. Thank you. I
'Cause,
really
yeah, it was such
appreciate
a good
that.
deal. Even though I didn't even go all 3 days, but I bought the 3-day pass because it was only like $50, and I was like, well, just in case, and that's like not that expensive for a 3-day pass.
Yeah, that's really not. And I got people in the DFW area, so I would definitely, you know, I would definitely stay out there for those 3 days. That's a cool
Yeah.
experience that I'm willing to try.
Did you get another donation? Nice.
This is hard. Hey, y'all cannot make me cry on a podcast, guys. Y'all stop that. I appreciate that, Professor Gas. You have been a great friend, man, and I can't thank you enough. Shout out to everybody. Much love. Do you have some events planned for your community? I know, you one thing I gotta say is that they have a community page on.
Wait, I didn't answer your other question. So, um, what did I wanna see from the platform?
Yeah,
Right? That was I didn't actually answer, I don't think. We started talking about DreamHack.
what is going on?
You got membership.
Oh my goodness.
Uh,
I have to focus. Okay.
Yeah, we're getting distracted.
Yes, we are. Um so yeah, what
Chat, chat, stop doing stuff. We're talking. This is an A and B conversation. Okay, so what do I wanna see from the platform? Okay, so are we talking about YouTube?
yeah.
Okay, so what I would like to see from the chat, we're talking.
Oh my goodness. Ah, thank you.
Oh, Becca did say we're here to make money. I did. I did say that.
Oh, oh. I said that this was going to be one for the books. I did say that. And that's oh man. So let Miss Rebecca finish her
Let me
questions.
talk.
Yes. Please let her talk. Take the floor, please.
I mean, you can still donate money though. I'll just keep talking. Okay, so we are here to make money, so just keep donating and I'll just keep talking. We can multitask. So, okay, what do I want to see? Okay, so what I want to see from YouTube, in particular is I think they definitely have the video market down. Like they're all good on like videos. I think what they really need to improve on is the live streaming because this is the one thing that everybody complains about and tells me this is why I don't want to go to YouTube for streaming. I think that they need to be more well integrated into third party apps So there was a lot of stuff that well, still is a lot of stuff I can't do on YouTube streaming. Like, so when I go into Streamlabs and I go live from there, I cannot even type into my own chat. Like, I have to open a browser, go into my own stream, and type into the chat there
Ooh,
because
yeah.
Streamlabs does not have like a built-in chat for YouTube. They have it for Twitch, of course, but not for YouTube. And then when I do charity events with my friends, YouTube does never has like a setup with whatever charity event it is. It's
Oh my
only
goodness.
ever for Twitch.
They're showing a little favoritism.
Yeah, so, I wish that YouTube had more integration with live streaming features. I wish they had better chat features and just, like, more stuff in the chat, and it's just easier to chat on Twitch, like, you can, like, reply to people directly, you can gift a sub to people to directly to specific people on Twitch, you can't gift a membership directly to a specific person on YouTube.
Right.
Um, you can, like, click on somebody's name and chat on Twitch, you can't do that on YouTube, and it's harder for me to execute my commands, my chat commands on YouTube. They just, like, don't work as well.
Right.
If I try to give shout outs, like, it's the wrong link. Like, I mean, everything is just, like, harder in chat on YouTube. However, I still think it's a better place to stream because, like, I just deal with it because I'm like, well, the discoverability is a lot better. And then I also think, they could improve their live streaming, um, basically their whole like UI for their live streaming. So I think it's fine like the way that their algorithm works because a lot of people tell me that they wish that YouTube's live streaming directory looked more like Twitch's. And I'm like, well, I don't think so because I don't think that's a good idea because it just doesn't work the same way as Twitch. So I always say that on Twitch, you have to go to the stream. You have to as a viewer on Twitch, you have to seek out the stream. You have to like go to Twitch and then click on the game you want to see and then browse through a bunch of streams. You got to scroll and scroll and scroll to see a stream that you want. YouTube already knows what you want. Like, so you just go on YouTube and based on what you've already watched on YouTube, YouTube will just show you streams that they think you'll like and that they are most likely correct because they're owned by Google and YouTube is just basically a search engine with videos. So I always say like Twitch, you have to go to the stream, but YouTube, the stream comes to you. So I don't think that the directory should look like Twitch's in that like okay, now you click on this game, now you scroll through the streams, like you just let the streams come to you. But if you do want to browse streams, I've noticed that on YouTube, YouTube will show me a lot of streams that are like not live yet or they're not live anymore. And they definitely need to fix that because I'm like, these streams are not even live. Like,
Yeah.
it shows me, like, a bunch of upcoming streams or streams that have already ended, and I'm like, these are not even live, like, why would you show me the and I specifically click live on this, and then they're showing me stuff that is not live. So, definitely, like, UI and chat features, I think, are really big ones.
I think that'll be pretty cool if they were to implement that. I think that would be really, really cool. It would definitely benefit a lot of content creators for sure. Okay, so let's go back to the newer question. Do you have any events planned for your community?
No. Next question. No, not really. I mean, tomorrow is, FF7 Rebirth is coming out, and that's like that's a big event for me, which in turn is a big event for my community because like whatever channel that you have, it will attract people that have the same interests, like presumably. So
Mhm.
I have a lot of people that love RPGs and Final Fantasy, so a lot of people are excited to like play this game or see the game. And so that's like a big event in itself for me and my community, but like it's as in like specific events like movie nights and like giveaways and things like that. I don't have anything planned.
Okay. Yeah, all my Final Fantasy people out there, look, where y'all at? Where the Final Fantasy gamers at? Yo, y'all make
Same
sure.
here.
Yeah, there he is. Hey, look, that's one of them. And you know what? I enjoyed so like whenever you guys would play like God of War or like Final Fantasy, I'm always tuned in. Like I try to watch you guys stream as much as possible, but when you guys play games like that, I'm like I'm trying to get there and I'm trying to watch. And a lot of the times I might not even talk, but I'll just observe and just watch. I like watching you guys stream. Like dog in the building, what's up? What's up, everybody? Hey, he said I got gifted. He's like, yo. But yeah, I enjoy watching you guys play games like that. I haven't really got into Final Fantasy, but I really do enjoy watching. So when you go live, I'll be there. And I know my
I
cousin's
appreciate
gonna
that.
be, he's gonna go live too, and I'll be there for him too. I like watching games like that. Like, there's a lot of different games. I like watching cozy games too. So like when people play like Animal Crossing and different
Mhm.
games like that, I usually watch it. I have it. I don't play it as much as I used to, but I enjoy watching people play different games like that and Sims. So there's
Yeah,
and people be
I
like,
love cozy
really?
games.
People be like, really, Jay? Yeah, I like watching cozy games and games like that. And there's some games that I'll try to play, like Resident Evil, but I just those puzzles when it gets to trying to figure out things, I just but I enjoy watching games like that, scary games, cozy games, action. I'm all over the place. When it comes to my movies, I like my games just as well. So
Yeah, I mean, what I love cozy games. Why wouldn't you like cozy games? I play a lot of cozy games as well.
as hey, y'all taking notes. I'm telling y'all, I do these podcasts so that y'all can interact with these content creators and show them love. If y'all have not already subscribed to her, hey, this is one that y'all need to show love to because, like I said, I'm really trying to get this movement on YouTube, and I really feel like Rebecca would definitely show you guys the way. She will show you guys the way to YouTube. I tell you, she analyzed it. I know my cousin saying in Whisper. He's about YouTube. I know he's trying other platforms, but YouTube is his main focus. And I know Professor Gas. He's a part of the YouTube movement, and there's so many people that want to try YouTube now. And I feel like when it comes to the analyzing and stuff, I feel like if you guys really want to learn about this YouTube thing, definitely link up with Rebecca. And I feel like we all can learn because, like I said, I've had some really good conversations about YouTube. And I know at the time, whenever we did our podcast on your show, I was more into Kick and then YouTube, but now I'm more YouTube, and everything else is just like if it happens, it happens. But my main focus is YouTube now. So I've definitely learned and seen that you guys had such a great time on YouTube. I'm like, you know what? I thought about this all wrong. I'm a partner on YouTube now. Let's focus on YouTube and everything else. If it happens, it happens. But I know earlier y'all mentioned the 4K hours. It's tough, but if you keep consistent and you stay dedicated and keep pushing, it'll happen.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, I have something to say. Okay, so about the 4K watch hours. So I know that these requirements on YouTube, they look really scary, but I've been on Twitch too. So in my opinion, YouTube partner is actually easier to get than Twitch partner. But I don't think that Twitch affiliate is way easier to get than YouTube partner. But Twitch affiliate is like it's a very, very, very easy to get, but that is on purpose because they want you to stay on their platform. So it is easy to get on purpose so that you'll like being on Twitch and it's literally like a trap to be on their platform, stay on their platform because
Right.
people have literally told me that they are trapped on Twitch. Like they have used that word. They're like, I'm
Ooh.
trapped on Twitch because my community is there and that's where I make my money and I don't really want to be there anymore. Like I want to go to YouTube, but I can't because
Ouch.
I built up a channel on Twitch and I can't leave.
Dang.
So I know, right? So Um, so for anyone that doesn't know, Twitch affiliate is 50 followers, 3 average viewers. I think you have to stream on 7 different days,
Yeah.
but mostly people are concerned with like the followers and the average viewers. And then Twitch partner, you have to have an average of 75 viewers. Oh, and this is all over like a 30-day period.
Hmm?
So YouTube, it so originally they had 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours to get partner. Sometime last year, they changed it so that they had a lower tier, kind of like affiliate, but it's harder to get than Twitch affiliate. So you had to have 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours to get that tier of partner, and that's when you unlock the fan funding. So you unlocked memberships and like super thanks and super chats and things like that, but you do not have ad revenue yet. But once you get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours, that's when you're a full partner and you get the ad revenue. So to me, it was easier to make partner on YouTube because I only average like 5 to 10 viewers a stream, and I still got like the 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours, and I'm already now at 1,000 subscribers. I'm at 3,600 watch hours now. So I would expect that I would get like full partner this year, but if I was still on Twitch, I'd still be averaging, like 5 to 10 viewers, and that's nowhere near the 75 I need to get for partner.
Right.
But on YouTube, because it doesn't depend on a live viewership metric, everything you do contributes to your channel. So you really can't like do anything that would hurt your channel. So you post, a video, you post a short, you go live, all of those things will contribute. No matter how many people come in to your stream or watch your video, everything contributes to your watch hours and to your subscribers. Whereas on Twitch, let's say you were doing really well, you had a lot of viewers for a while, and then you had a stream where, only like 1 to 3 people came in, and that's going to bring down your average.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I know Kick is the same way, and you have to meet the requirements to get affiliate, and then from there you have to meet requirements to get the verified, and then you have to meet requirements now to get into the incentive program. And you go from uh what is it? I think when you get verified, you have to have the average of 75, and you have to have, your chat at a certain amount. You have to stream for a certain amount of days and hours. And then when you go to get into the incentive program, you have to have an average of 100.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's something. I try to support my friends on all platforms, but I know they're like, Jay, why aren't you trying to push for, incentive program? I'm like, did you guys not see how hard it was for me to get into the verified? Like, yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna knock any other platform, but I will say that, YouTube, it seems like it's far away, but it's manageable. If you can put all that hard work and dedication to the other platforms like you do and apply it to YouTube, there's no telling how soon you'll be a partner of YouTube, because it's basically it's where it's like anybody can get it, but it's just on the person that's determined. If you're really determined, you can be a YouTube partner. I mean, 500 subs and 3K watch hours, and then if you want the full partnership, you got to get the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours, and I'm like very close to the 4,000. So, pretty soon we'll be all celebrating, and I'll be trying to help everybody, get there. And I watch a lot of YouTube videos, the IQ, like you said, I watch those, and man, that team is so brilliant. Like, I sit there and I watch a lot of their videos, and I discuss a lot with my team about, what we can do to better our YouTube, and we throw ideas at each other. And I definitely think that if you guys have a team or friends that you guys can help keep each other motivated and determined, I think you all can make it, because there's some really good people in our group that really want to make YouTube a thing. And I feel like if we meet more people that really want to make this a thing, we all can be successful. So, we just have to work together and just, look at the analytics and just figure out what works for everybody and just keep networking in it, you know, the rest will happen. Like, a lot of people, they're discouraged. I know, like you said, people feel like they're trapped on certain platforms and they want to give YouTube a try. I think people should just give it a go. Like, just go with it. People didn't know how to stream on Twitch. People didn't know how to stream on, Kick. Why not give YouTube a try?
Right. Yeah, and I think so I always say that on YouTube, it feels like you're not growing, but you are, and on Twitch, it feels like you're growing, but you're not.
Sure.
So like, I think I brought this up before, but like Twitch is just very like short-term wins all the time. Like getting affiliate that feels really good. Like I hit affiliate in like a couple of weeks and I didn't even stream every day. And I thought I was like so awesome for doing that, right? Like everybody came in and were like, "Oh my God, affiliate. Oh my God, you're so amazing." But then like later on I realized like it's so easy to get. Like that Twitch affiliate is like nothing. So getting YouTube partner is also like it's more of an indication of how much you have grown in order to get YouTube partner. And then also like on YouTube, like you don't know who is watching and like your hours only update once every like 24 hours. So it might seem like you're not growing, but then all those hours are adding up over the past 24 hours. And then you check your analytics and all of a sudden you're up like 30 hours. So YouTube is definitely a long game, and I've also posted shorts where they are literally dead for 24 hours, and then I check it in the morning and it's just like, whoop, it's just like 1,000 views. So YouTube is definitely like you really just it's a long game. You just have to have some patience with it.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree. What happened?
What happened?
Yeah, I was reading. He says, "Oh no, what happened?" It shows that we're still going.
Yeah, I think you're still live.
Nothing to hiccup. It went out for a minute. Oh,
Oh.
don't be scaring me like that. He says, "All good." I'm like, don't be scaring me. This is a really good podcast. Okay, I got two more questions, and then if the chat
Okay.
has anything that they want to ask, perfectly fine. Uh,
Okay. Next question.
okay, can you share any lessons or insights you gained throughout your journey?
Like one that I haven't already shared because I
Yeah,
feel because I feel like I've shared a lot of that already.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
let me think what I haven't already shared here. Um, okay, so I mean, a really big one for me, like I mean, we did talk about this already, but I think it's so important that you want to think about your long term. Like when I went to YouTube, yeah, like not a lot of people were streaming there, but um what went into my decision was like I was like looking forward. So, okay, so around the time Tim the Tatman signed with YouTube, that's when I went to YouTube because I had already been thinking about it because I was like really unhappy on Twitch, like I wasn't growing there. And I saw some people moving over to YouTube and I was like, "Oh, maybe I should go over there too." And everyone was like, "No, you can't do that. You can't go to YouTube. Like, why would you go there for streaming?"
Mm,
And then Tim the Tatman went to YouTube, and I was like, "That's it. That's my sign." Like, because you want to keep up. Okay. Oh, here's one. So you want to keep up with the industry. You want to keep up with the news in the industry. You want to make sure you know what's going on with YouTube and Twitch and the streaming industry and like Kick and like everything to do with content creation and streaming. Everything changes so fast, and you want to be kept keeping up with the news because if I hadn't, I probably never would have moved to YouTube. So I'm looking at all the big players, so to speak. I'm looking at all the big players. What are they doing? They're the ones that are like they're blazing the trail, so they know what's best about what is coming in this streaming and content creation industry. So when Tim the Tatman signed with YouTube, I was like, that's my sign, I'm going to YouTube. And even though I got like asked all these questions about it and like why would you go to YouTube, like you're nobody's going to watch your streams there, I was like, I made the best decision that I could with the information I had at the time, which was that I was seeing a lot of these big content creators saying like I'm going to YouTube or either that or like I'm going to cut down on streaming or something like that. Like I'm going to focus more on YouTube. And I was like, okay, that tells me this is moving in that direction. So you want to keep an eye on the news, what's happening. Like I that's another reason why I use Twitter a lot is to look at streaming news and content creation industry news because you
Yes.
want to make sure you keep up with what's happening so that you can make the best decisions for your channel. Because I find a lot of um, channels that are like my size are not they don't even know. Like they didn't even know I still go on Twitch because I have friends on there, but I'll go and like see new people too. And sometimes like I'll talk to new people. Like if they ask me about streaming and like I tell them I'm on YouTube, they're like, "What? Why?" And then like I tell them sometimes about YouTube. Like some people don't even know that like YouTube has memberships now that you can like raid on YouTube, like, they don't even know that, like, YouTube has this stuff now that is more similar to Twitch, so I've had people be like, "What? Like, you can raid on YouTube?" I'm like, "Yeah, now you can." But, back in my day, we didn't have the raids, okay? Like, so back in my day, we had to walk uphill to YouTube both ways in the snow, okay? But I was there because I wanted to be there, like, first. Like, you wanna do something before everybody else wants to get there.
Right.
That's what those big streamers did, like, they were started streaming before everybody wanted to do it. Now everyone wants to do it, and it's very difficult to break in.
I agree. I agree. I know right when okay, so like when I first started streaming, I started streaming on Mixer. Mixer shut down, and the only platforms that people really recommended was Twitch. So I went to Twitch. I streamed on Twitch for about 3 years. So that's about a good for about a good 3 4 years that I did between Mixer and Twitch, and then that's when Kick was introduced. They sent me an email. They asked me, to bring my platform over there, like my community, and stream, and they would give me affiliate in 24 hours. So once I started streaming over there, I got affiliate, didn't realize that I was an affiliate. And, the whole time I've always had YouTube, but I didn't realize how powerful YouTube really was. And then once my cousin reached out to me and told me that YouTube is a really great platform, you should really, really consider if you really want to, make something of yourself, you should definitely consider YouTube as the go to for your platforms. And once I did that, I met, great content creators like you. I met so many people that streams on YouTube. And I gotta say that YouTube has definitely stepped this game up from the time that I known it then and now. I really love this platform, and I really want people to give it a try. And like you said, you wanna get it before everybody else, you know, is you know,
Yeah,
makes it
yeah,
overpopulated. Where like
yeah.
you want to be one of those that is on the wagon before everybody else decides to. So I definitely agree with that 100%. And yeah, get it. Y'all definitely need to consider YouTube. If y'all haven't already started streaming over here, y'all should. And I know Rebecca, she talks a lot about, YouTube and all the pros and the cons from other, platforms. And I'm telling you, YouTube is definitely a go. I really recommend it. It is Big J approved. I'm over here every day now, so YouTube is definitely a thing.
Okay. Oh, I have something else. I have something else that I learned. So, when it comes to your community, so this is something that I got a lot of when I talk to people about, Twitch versus YouTube. I get a lot of people going like, "Oh, well, but Twitch has the community. YouTube doesn't have the community," which I don't even understand what that means because you make the community. It's not the platform. You are the one that makes the community. So that's why those chat features and all that stuff. While I wish YouTube had all those chat features that Twitch has, that is, like, very low on my priority list. My priority is discoverability, and before I even got memberships and super chats and all that stuff, like,
Hmm.
I just talked to people, like, you don't need any of those chat features, like, yeah, they're fun, I guess, and they make chat more interactive, but you really just need you're the one that makes the community, it's not the platform. I always say the best chat feature is you, like, you just need to talk to people, and then you'll create the community.
I agree. Dugnoff says y'all hyping up YouTube. I'm gonna have to use it more. I can't express it enough. I promise you. I was one of those that was like, every so often I'll get on YouTube and see how it goes. But I can tell you, YouTube has definitely changed my whole perspective on streaming. It has changed my perspective on wanting to further my career because I have done more uploads within last year and this year alone. Like I've had a YouTube channel for a long time, but I haven't started taking it serious until like this year and last year. So I could definitely say great people like Saint Whisper. I've RebeccaEmcee, Dahlia, the hologram. Like there's so many people that have influenced me to stream and just be a better content creator over here. And I got good friends like Lost Boy. I got Professor Gas, like all of those guys, Echo. Like I'm trying to get more people over here on YouTube because it's so good over here. Everybody's like, come to the dark side. Well, this is the good side over here. Come to YouTube
You're right.
because there's so many opportunities, and it's like once you achieve those goals, it's like we did it. Like I kid you not, when I hit YouTube partner, I was just so stoked. Everybody was like, it's a waiting game. It takes a while for them to either approve you or deny you. And I kid you not even a week, I got approved. So, I was really excited. And I know, as a matter of fact, I even seen when you had announced when you had one partner, and I was like, congratulations. And that's cool, like seeing everybody make it. I know my cousin at one point, he was pushing for the partner, and then he got it, and I was just I want to see people succeed. So seeing everybody that gets YouTube partner, when I see them post that on Twitter, which Twitter, like Rebecca said, Twitter is a great place to interact and make friends, and just to engage. Like that's a great way to discover great content creators like yourself. So if you guys haven't already, definitely capitalize on Twitter. It's a great place to meet a lot of good content creators.
And yeah, you get a lot of opportunities too. Like if I didn't go to YouTube and didn't go on Twitter, I wouldn't have gone to Vid Summit. Like I went out, and I was on the vidIQ podcast.
Were
So
you? Wow, I didn't
yeah,
even know.
I didn't
Wow.
tell you this. Okay,
No.
hold
What?
on, hold on. Let me open Spotify right now.
That's great.
Okay, this was a while ago, so maybe that's why I didn't mention it. But I was on the vidIQ podcast, and Viper also runs the vidIQ podcast, and he asked me to be on it. Um, it's called Tube Talk, and he interviewed me about why I went from Twitch to YouTube because they don't talk a ton about Twitch on vidIQ because vidIQ is about like growth strategies on YouTube specifically, but also um let's just be honest, like there isn't really a growth strategy on Twitch. Like the growth strategy on Twitch is to go to a different platform. I'm like, how is that the advice to grow your channel? Like go to a different platform?
you know,
Like that's
eh,
ridiculous.
Rebecca, they say that, but the reality of it is they want you to upload your content on YouTube to get yourself out there,
Mhm.
or go to Twitter, or everywhere but on there. But I see that they've added a couple things on there, but I'm still team YouTube. Like I said, I support my people on the platforms that they want to be on, but I tell you guys, YouTube, it's always gonna be relevant. Like I tell people, if you think about this, some people may know Twitch, they might even know TikTok, they might even know Kick, but everybody knows YouTube. YouTube is well known. Everybody knows YouTube. And I'm just like, some people might or not, they might not even know those other platforms, but I can guarantee you everybody knows YouTube.
Yeah, I know lots of people in real life that have no idea what Twitch is, but I have never known somebody that didn't know what YouTube was.
Right. If they didn't know, I'd be like, hey, here, let me show you. By the way, subscribe to my channel. But yeah, for real, like,
Okay,
yeah,
can I post links in chat?
you can.
Okay, I'm gonna post a link to this is the episode I was on for vidIQ. It's called She Switched from Twitch to YouTube. That was in August of 2022.
Oh, okay. So how long have you been a streamer for?
Like June 2021.
Okay.
Oh, not that long.
That's impressive. That's really impressive.
I appreciate that.
Definitely. Let's see. So I got one more question for you, and I'm pretty
Okay.
sure you can. This is an easy one. Do you have any advice for any current or upcoming streamers?
Ooh. Yes, I do. Okay, well, I mean, in addition to everything that we've already said, because I think we have talked we've talked a lot about what you should do and what you shouldn't be doing. Um, but I also okay, this reminds me of what when I did a video before I had my podcast Small Streamer Diaries, and it was just like this video series. I did a video called what I call the small streamer paradox. And this is how I used to be, okay? So I wouldn't want to post anything because I didn't have an audience. But then I didn't have an audience because I never posted anything, right? That's what the paradox is. Like when you're a new creator, you don't want to post anything because you're like, well, nobody's going to watch this. But then how can anybody watch it if you don't post it, right? So I think my one of my like biggest pieces of advice is just do it. Just post it, go live. Like you're going to be bad at the start. That's how everybody is. Like if you watch any creator that you like, go back and look at their old videos. They are not going to be the same at all. Like they had to learn over a period of time. But you can never you can never get better, you can never grow if if you don't just start posting or going live or just do the things that you think are best. Like do the best you can with the information you have at the time, and you will eventually learn to get better. And it gets easier. The more that you post, the easier that it gets. So even if you post something that you're like, ah, well, that wasn't such a good video. First of all, you never know. Like some shorts that I've posted, I'm like, this is like a whatever short, but I needed something to post it today. It's like 8,000 views. I'm like, why do people like this so much? Like you never know what's going to happen. You never know who is watching in a non-creepy way. I mean, like I didn't know when I started, interacting with that vidIQ Twitter account, and I started going to their streams and watching their videos and stuff. It's not like I was like, yes, I have this master plan to be on the vidIQ podcast, and I have this master plan to go get a ticket to Vid Summit. Like I didn't know any of that was going to happen. So just focus on yourself and your content, and like people will notice. Like you don't, go out here and like use people's reviews and subs and stuff and like just spam links all over the place going like, "Oh, come to my channel and watch my stream." Just like focus on making your content better and people will notice that, and you will be getting opportunities that you didn't even know you were going to get, that you didn't even plan for.
Very true. And I stand by that 100%. Well, I gotta say, you have answered all these questions, and I had a really good time. And now is for the chat. So, chat, if y'all have any questions for Miss Rebecca MC, now is the time to ask. And yeah, we're here. Telling you,
Okay,
YouTube is
I have a question. Are you still streaming on Kick at all?
um every blue moon now.
Yeah. Okay, because when you were on my podcast, it's funny because our topic was talking about Kick.
Yeah, yeah, and to be honest, I mean, it's a cool platform where you can kind of express, yourself and kind of be, unique, and you can meet other content creators and collab with them and stuff like that. But I feel like when trying to I feel like you ever see where you have expectations, but like you feel like something is so high you don't think that
Mhm.
you'll ever see the top of the mountain. No matter
Yeah.
how high you climb up, you just won't make it to the top. I feel like
Yeah.
that's where it's at with me over there.
Mm,
I can't speak
mm.
for anybody else, but that's what it feels like for me. And I know, even so, like this is what happened. So I got verified on Kick, and then like maybe a month after I got partnered on YouTube. So I was trying to keep them balanced, but it was like even though I was verified on Kick, it was just like I had a green check. So a lot of people don't realize when you get verified on Kick, that doesn't do anything but just shows other content creators that you're taking the platform serious. It doesn't have any specs on anything because when you get affiliate, you have the same perks as if you were verified. So it doesn't really mean anything when you get verified. It just shows that you're taking this platform more serious. And I got YouTube partnered, and I'm just like, I'm not really streaming over there or uploading any videos. Let me do something about that. Let me see where this journey takes me. And it's just, I started really putting two and two together. And it's like everybody knows YouTube. If I really want to make something of this, I think YouTube would definitely be the platform for me to try and just see where it takes me because I've seen so many great people, give YouTube a try. And like I said, there is no limit. People say, you know, they're scared to give it, but the thing is, you won't know unless you try. And like you said, you try and you get good at it, you keep going, and then you'll be great at what you put out there. So, you know, it definitely takes time to get where you want to go, but I think it's more worthy and I think is more beneficial. And I feel like once you get where you are on YouTube, I feel like it's like I've accomplished everything and it's an achievement that nobody can take from you.
Mhm.
And I really think that YouTube is a platform that people should definitely give a try because it has so many different perks. It's a great place to be, and you meet so many good people. And the algorithm, it like you said, the things you watch and stuff, it'll bring content creators to you. You don't even have to really go out and look. You just it adjusts to what you like and what you look at, and then it just recommends people to you. So like I like that, and just the analytics and just learning. Like my friends, we we have our discussions on YouTube because we're so fascinated with it. And I feel like when we have our talks, it's just like, what have we learned? And it's like we're always bringing something to the table. And that's why I love YouTube so much and I can't express it enough. And I want more content creators to be on YouTube and, see where it takes them because, at the end of the day, when we first seen, you had to have the 1,000 subscribers, you had to have the 4,000 hours to be a partner. And now that they gave it easier, they have the tiers for it. They have 500 subscribers and the 3K hours watched. They made it so that more people can have a chance to make something of themselves. And I really feel like people should definitely give this a try if they haven't
Mhm.
already, and just keep pushing.
And yeah, and here's another thing about getting the 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours with unlocking memberships to your channel. YouTube has so many more price tiers of memberships because Twitch only has the three.
Yeah.
It's 4.99, 9.99, and 24.99. But on YouTube, I think you can have up to six tiers, and they have like so many. But you can't just enter in like whatever number you want. You can't enter in like 592, but they have different prices you can choose. So like you can choose like 99 cents all the way up to like 499.99. And there's like they have so many price points in between. So you can really like customize your channel to the price points that you want. Like I have all the same membership levels at the same prices as Twitch, but I also have one that's 99 cents, which I really, really like because people can't always afford to spend the 4.99, 9.99, 24.99. But like 99 cents a month is very doable for most people.
Hmm.
And they can still show support of the channel, but they only have to spend 99 cents a month. And then I also have a joke tier, which is the 499.99
I like
tier,
that one.
and it's called Weird Flex, but okay.
I like that one. When I seen it, I was like, no way. I was chuckled by that. I
You
was
know what?
like, this.
I came up with that idea like so long ago, like way before I ever got partner. And I was like, when I get partner, that's the first thing I'm doing is I'm making that tier.
That's awesome.
Okay, what about multi-streaming? Are you multi-streaming?
I so the thing with multi-streaming, I was really big on multi-streaming, but then when a couple of people would be like, I don't think Jay's seeing my messages, or people thought that I was
Yeah,
ignoring
yeah.
them. And the thing is I was streaming uh on Restream. Now I'm not knocking them, but because of missed messages not being, on the chat, I kind of felt bad because, I want to engage and I want to acknowledge everybody that's in my stream. So when people would be like, "Hey, I'm in your chat, you're not saying nothing," I would get DMs, or people be like, are you ignoring me?" Or my thing is, I don't ignore anybody. Like, I could be mad at somebody and I'll still acknowledge them on my chat. Like, I'm not that type of person that's going to ignore somebody. But my thing is when my messages aren't showing up, it's hard to do multi-streaming. So I kind of just gave up on that. But if anybody else does it, that's cool. But I just know if I miss a message, it kind of hurts. And I wouldn't want nobody, I wouldn't want to feel like that if I was in somebody's streaming, they were multi-streaming, and then I was like, hey, and they don't show up, and then like they don't acknowledge me, I would feel bad. So that's why I personally just say it's better for me to just stream on platform at a time if I do choose to stream on other platforms.
Yeah, it's hard to keep up with. And
It
if you don't
is.
have all the chats in one, like if you don't have all the chats integrated into one chat, like then you're talking to somebody and somebody on another platform doesn't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. They get confused and like, who are you talking to?
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I'm on such and such, but you know, certain platforms they frown upon that they don't really want to say where you are, or so I prefer to just stream on platform at a time.
Yeah.
It makes it that much better.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Definitely. The chat is just chilling. Y'all don't have any questions for Rebecca? I feel like everybody was so engaged and like they learned so much from the conversations. Now they're just sitting back and relaxing. Like y'all don't have no questions? Like
Well, they were talking a lot earlier, so
they
maybe
they
they got all
really they really
their
were.
questions out.
They got their answers, and they've learned. I'm telling you, I've learned so much. I might have to go back and watch the vibe. Like I've learned so much in this conversation. Like I don't know about y'all, but this was a really great one. I said that this was going to be a good one because my focus was for them to get to know you and just to have a really great conversation about YouTube and all the benefits and perks that it has to offer. And I just really feel like this platform is a really good place. But with that being said, I want to thank you. It looks like
Wait, I
the
have another question. I have another
okay.
question.
What you got?
Okay, so your podcast. So, how did you come up with the name The Movement?
So the movement, I feel like for a long time. That's a really good question, by the way.
Thank
Um,
you.
for a while, I just, I wanted to bring people together, and I've done a lot of research and like uniting and bringing people together. A lot of this goes to like equal opportunities, people having the same privileges, not one being higher than the other. And I just wanted everybody to work together and just do things, and just everybody, be together. And I'm like, what good way that I could do, and what's a good word for people, working together. The movement. The movement is all about uniting and bringing people together, no matter what they believe in, no matter what they, like everything. I want everybody to feel equal, and I want everybody to have the same opportunities. When I first came into the streaming industry, there was a lot of bashing on female content creators. And I mean, it still goes on, but my thing was I wanted to build a community where there was a lot of female content creators, and have a place to be and not worry about people bashing them or disrespecting them or belittling them, because they got a lot of content creators that are ladies. They're better than the guys. My girl, she's better than me at Call of Duty, and I admit that. Like, and my boy Lost Boy, his wife, Boss Lady P, she's really good at Fortnite. A lot of the times I'm getting revived by them. And these ladies are taking over. Like, I don't know about y'all, But these ladies, they're really good at the game, and I feel like they deserve that respect. And a lot of the times, people are like you said, can be toxic or negative. And I just like, you know what? I want to change the game. I want to bring people together. I want everybody to be treated with equal love and just respect. So that's for the movement. That's where the name came about. You know, we all work as a unit. We all work as one. We all move as one, and we all, support each other as one. So that's where the name came from.
That's awesome. I like that.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, if you got any more questions, feel free to.
Mm, no, I think I'm out. I think I'm out of questions now.
All right. Well, chat, I definitely want to say I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This was a great show. Believe it or not, this was actually longer than what I thought. This was 2 hours. I usually tell people an hour and then I let them go, but we were so engaged into the conversation to YouTube, it went by a whole nother hour. But Rebecca MC, I definitely appreciate you so much for being part of this show. If y'all have not already, make sure you guys show her some love on YouTube and all the other platforms. And we definitely gotta do more podcasts. I'm
Yeah,
I'm always open to be on your show as well. So I'll make sure y'all check out Rebecca MC on YouTube and all the other platforms, and let's have a good time.
thank you so much for having me. Bye, guys.
Y'all have a great day and a great night, and we shall see y'all later next week. The movement continues.
Bye.